Welcome to Wings of Fire Dreams. Today we are going to see the family tree of Delhi Sultanate, the third dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty. The Khalji dynasty ruled the Delhi Sultanate before 1320. Its last ruler was Khusro Khan, and he was a Hindu slave who had been forcibly converted to Islam and then served the Delhi Sultanate as general of its army. Khusro Khan, along with Malik Kafur, had led numerous military campaigns on behalf of Alauddin Khalji to expand the Sultanate and plunder non Muslim kingdoms in India. After Alauddin Khalji's death from illness, a series of palace arrests and assassinations followed, with Khusro Khan coming to power in June 1320 after killing the licentious son of Alauddin Khilji, Mubarak Khalji. However, he lacked the support of Muslim nobles and aristocrats of the Delhi Sultanate. Delhi aristocracy invited Ghazi Malik, then the governor of Punjab, under the Khaljis, to lead a coup in Delhi and remove Khusro Khan. In 1320, Ghazi Malik launched an attack with the use of an army of Kokad tribesmen and killed Khusro Khan to assume power. After assuming power, Ghazi Malik renamed himself as Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, thus starting the Tughlaq dynasty. The Muslim aristocracy in Lakhnati kingdom, the present-day Bengal, invited Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq to extend their region and expand eastwards into Bengal by attacking Samsuddin Feroz Shah. Samsuddin Feroz Shah is the independent ruler of Lakhnati kingdom. Accepting the invite, Ghiyasuddin put Delhi under control of his elder son Ulugh Khan and then led his army to Lakhnati. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq succeeded the campaign as he and his favorite son Muhammad Khan were returning from Lakhnati to Delhi. Ulugh Khan planned to kill him inside a wooden structure built without foundation and designed to collapse, making it appear as an accident. Historic documents state that Ulugh Khan had learned through messengers that Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq had idea to remove Ulugh Khan from Delhi upon his return. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, along with Mahmud Khan, died inside the collapsed wooden structure in 1325 AD, while his eldest son Ulugh Khan watched it. After killing his father and younger brother, Ulugh Khan ascended the throne as Muhammad bin Tughlaq. During Muhammad bin Tughlaq's rules, Delhi Sultanate properly temporarily expanded to most of the Indian subcontinent. Its peak in its terms of geographical reach. Historical documents note that Muhammad bin Tughlaq was cruel and severe not only with non-Muslims but also with certain sects of Muslims. He routinely executed the Sayyids, Sufis, Qalandars, and other Muslim officials. Muhammad bin Tughlaq chose the city of Deogri in the present-day Indian state of Maharashtra, renaming it as Daulatabad, as the second administrative capital of Delhi. He ordered a forced migration of the Muslim population of Delhi, including his royal family, the nobles, Sayyids, Sikhs, and ulema, to settle in Daulatabad. During his reign, state revenues collapsed from his policies. To cover state expenses, Muhammad bin Tughlaq sharply raised the taxes on his ever-shrinking empire. Except in times of wars, he did not pay his staff from his treasury. After Muhammad bin Tughlaq died, his nephew Feroz Shah Tughlaq replaced him and assumed the throne. His rule lasted 37 years. Feroz Shah was like his grandfather of Turco-Indian origin. His Turkic father, Malik Rajab, was infatuated with a Hindu princess named Naila. She initially refused to marry him. Her father refused the marriage proposal as well. Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Malik Rajab then sent in an army with a demand for 1 year tax in advance and a threat of seizure of all property of our family and the Palpur people. The kingdom was suffering from famines and could not meet the ransom demand. The princess, after learning about ransom demands against her family and people, ordered herself in sacrifice if the army would stop the misery to her people. Malik Rajab and the Sultan accepted the proposal. Malik Rajab and Naila were married, and Feroz Shah was their first son. Firoz Shah Tughlaq tried to regain the old region boundary by waging a war with Bengal for 11 months in 1359. However, Bengal did not fall and remained outside of Delhi Sultanate. Firoz Shah Tughlaq was somewhat weak militarily, mainly because of inept leadership in the army. When Firoz Shah came to power, India was suffering from a collapsed economy, abandoned villages and towns, and famines. He undertook many infrastructure projects, including an irrigation canal connecting Yamuna Gaga and Yamuna Satluj rivers, bridges, madrasas, mosques, and other Islamic buildings. Firoz Shah Tughlaq is credited with patronizing Indo-Islamic architecture. His eldest son, Fateh Khan, died in 1376. He then abdicated in August 1387 and made his other son, Prince Muhammad, a king. A slave rebellion forced him to confer the royal title to his grandson, Tughlaq Khan. His successor, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq II, could not control the slaves or the nobles. The army had become weak and the empire had shrunk in size. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq II was the son of Fateh Khan, the grandson of Firoz Shah. He ascended to the throne in 1390 CE. However, a succession crisis started almost immediately with Muhammad Shah ibn Firoz Shah taking his claim with the support of his brother, Zafar Khan's son Abu Bakr Khan. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Khan dispatched troops against his uncle towards the foothills of Sirmur. Muhammad Shah ibn Firoz Shah, after a brief battle, took the shelter in the fort of Nagurkot, and Tughlaq Khan's army returned to Delhi without pursuing him any further due to the difficulties of the venture and terrain. Eventually, though some emirs joined Abu Bakr Khan and uh, plotted to assassinate Tughlaq Khan. In 1389, they surrounded the Sultan and Khan Jahan, his vizier, and put them to death and hung up their heads over the gate of the city. The duration of the reign of Tughlaq Khan was 5 months and 18 days. After Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq II was murdered, Abu Bakr became ruler of the Tughlaq Empire. However, his uncle Muhammad Shah ibn Firoz Shah also decided to be the ruler and struggled against Abu Bakr over the control of the throne. Abu Bakr was defeated in August 1390 and Muhammad Shah ibn Firoz Shah succeeded him as king, reigning from 1390 to 1394. After his defeat, Abu Bakr was imprisoned in the fort of Meerut and died soon after. The fabulous wealth of India attracted Timur, the ruler of Samarkand. During the period of Naziruddin Muhammad Tughlaq, he invaded India. In 1398 AD, Timur captured Delhi and caused the annihilation of Tughlaq dynasty by pillaging and slaughtering people. Thus ended the Tughlaq dynasty. Thank you for watching this video. If you like our video, please press the like button, share it to your friends and subscribe our channel. For watching the Sayyid dynasty of Delhi Sultanate, please subscribe to our channel. Welcome to Wings of Fire Dreams. Today we are going